Knocks down the three. Yes, sir. Mark Ping is going right at Simon Sandagon. Down the basket and one.
The second of 3 games here at the Kamalig Orion Sports Complex. In Orion, Bataan, we bring you a battle of youth versus experience, a battle of young guns versus veterans. We bring you Batangas, Tanduay City versus the Quezon City Black Bulls. An exciting game ahead. Of course, we have Pat Buena and the rest of the Quezon City that will be battling. Both teams are coming off a win. The Quezon City Black Bulls versus the Batangas City Tanduay Ram Masters. And this, coach, 2 different sides of basketball. A young and up-and-coming team versus a veteran-laden team. Coach, what can we expect here in our second game?
One thing that's, I think, common between these two teams, both love to execute their plays on the offensive end. It's the defensive side that I'm very curious about.
All right, it's going to be a very exciting ball game here in the MPBL as we turn you over to Miguel Pere.
Action continues here inside the Orion Sports Complex. Welcome to our second game between Quezon City and Batangas City. This is the 2026 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Preseason Invitational. Time to meet our starters, beginning with the Quezon City Black Bulls. Starting at guard number 27, MJ Hoson. Also at guard number 31, Pat Buena. At center number 11, Clark Tenrique. Forward number 22, Joven Loria. Also at forward number 8, Jake Agoncillo. The head coach for Quezon City is JP Olea. Assistant coaches, B-Boy Santiago, Mico Santos, Marco Asa, and Zino Gudes. Team manager is Nico Estrada. Now for the MPBL inaugural season champions, Batangas City Tanduay Ram Masters. Starting at guard number 10, CJ Isit. Also at guard number 1, Craniel Viloria. At center number 53, Sed Ablaza. Forward number 5, Rinwil Yambing. Also at forward number 17, Abdul Sawat. The head coach for Batangas City is Cholo Villanueva. Assistant coaches J.R. Aquino, Warren Capitan, John Arenas, and Jim Wilgican. Assistant team managers Gilbert Alea, LGU partners, Mayor Marvin Marino, and Congresswoman Beverly Dimacua. Team managers Gina Labanza. Team owners Kyle Tan and Lucio Tan III. First ball game, our crew chief Ray Gabriel, umpire 1, Manuel Binondo, and umpire 2, Lester Arcega. These games are under the
Buena,
supervision.
Derrigue, Loria, and Agoncillo for Quezon City. Isit, Viloria, Ablaza, Yambing, and Sawat para naman dito sa Batangas City. Ganang hapon mga kaliga, and we bring the second game here in Orion, Bataan, a battle of a veteran team versus a young and up-and-coming Quezon City team. A very good battle. We and Coach Mike are excited for this matchup.
Sobra talaga. I like how Coach Cholo actually starts with, in my opinion, 3 players that he's been looking forward to this season. Abdul Sawat, Craniel Viloria, and Rinwil Yambing.
Coach, it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be a lot of the same faces, but also the addition of a lot of different, MPBL talents, coach. Na talagang na-prove na nila yung worth nila.
Oo.
You talk about Craniel Viloria, you talk about Abdul Sawat for Zamboanga, you talk about Wendell Comboy in the mix. So, coach, how do you see them faring in, one of the most complex offenses in the league para dito kay Coach Cholo?
That is right. And I feel the priority this season is really to get younger. I mean, you don't want to let go of players like Levi Hernandez, MJ De La Virgen, and John Bolar. You have played very good quality years para kay Coach Cholo.
Coach.
Pero, the league's getting younger and you have to adjust, which is exactly what Coach Cholo did. And you're seeing it in some of the numbers that they've been performing here in the preseason. Kaya, very intriguing, ika nga, kung anong version ng
I think,
Batangas
that's
na makikita natin.
That's the perfect word, intriguing. is the way to describe it. But Coach, now let's talk about their holdovers. Let's
Yep.
talk about John Ambuluto. Let's talk about Mark Cruz, Sed Ablaza. These are guys that are not getting any younger, but
Yeah.
they've proven themselves para dito sa Batangas. How do you think this season they will fare, especially going up against a younger bigs in the other teams?
At tingin ko yung dagdag na mga bata para dito sa Batangas Ram Masters is really gonna mesh well with the veterans that you just mentioned. One thing that's common do sa mga ni-retain ni Coach Cholo, and I may be wrong, and this is just my opinion, these are two-way players that can play both the offense and the defensive, and maybe not scoring 20s and 30s in a game, but really, you put them on either side of the floor, may expect ka makukuha sa kanila.
So a very, very intriguing season indeed para dito sa Batangas. So we can expect a lot of minutes that
Yes.
will be brought around as we've been watching Coach Cholo for a lot of years. I've even watched him with the LaSalle women's team. One of the most complex offenses, Coach.
Yeah.
It's not very easy to understand, but you have to be a high IQ player for you to be able to get here. And one high IQ player that's obviously we've seen him with a lot of teams is Abdul Sawat.
Yes, and Abdul Sawat really, alam ko bumalik lang ito dito sa Batangas, played before for Coach Cholo, and now that he's here, he did really well in Zamboanga last season. They really just fell short, but now this is an opportune time for Abdul Sawat.
But right now, they're looking for a unsportsmanlike foul against MJ Hawson.
I mean, that looked all ball. We'll see how this goes.
Could go either way, but early on, of course, the physicality, the referees just wanted to stop right there. So far, Coach, Quezon City on the other end. We saw them in that last game. Might be young and up and coming, but Coach, the execution was on point.
Yes, agree. If there's one thing that's pretty clear to me in terms of the Quezon City Black Bulls, they are well coached. You've got a young coach in Coach JV Olea who's really mentored these guys into the kind of competitors they are here early in the preseason. Now, is this the same level of competition that they're going to face in the regular season? We wouldn't know. It's really up to them how they take it to the next level, Iga nga.
You know, they add in a lot of veterans here in this team. They are Clark Darigue as a big. They have Jeff Murillo as a playing assistant coach as well on the bench. So you do know, Coach, that these young guys are guided well
Yes.
by a lot of MPBL veterans. But this is going to be a challenge, Coach, against Batangas, who have gone far, who has been the championship.
Yeah.
Right? So medyo magandang challenge to para sa Quezon City.
At saka ang pananaw ko, si Coach Cholo, mahilig rin yan sa mga players who have, ika nga ni Greg Popovich, is players who have gotten over themselves and, you know, understands roles and not so much about themselves, really more of the team.
One guy trying to understand his role from Rizal to San Juan. He's been around in the MPBL, and one thing for sure he has produced in any team, that is the guy, Cranial Viloria.
I think the important thing for Cranial this season is to stay healthy, and so that he gets to play more minutes and enjoys, you know, the moments that he gets to service under Coach Cholo and this Batangas team.
And on the other end, Pat Buena, quick to recover from a turnover. He gets the basket right there, 5-4 in favor of Batangas.
Isa sa mga sorpresa this season yan si Pat Buena. The shooting is sobrang smooth.
An air ball right there for Batangas. Rebounded by QC. That's a push from CJ Isip. And watch this again.
Yeah, the steal right here, that pickup by Buena. You see him finish with the left hand, but you should see him take shots from the outside.
He has scored 7 3-pointers. He has scored 4 3-pointers. He has shot even from way downtown. He sees first three right there. And right on cue, Pat Buena gets his first three of the game.
Excuse me, when it's you were talking, you were saying.
As we've been saying, feeling talaga namin yung mga player merong
Monitor,
merong monitor, merong earpiece na naririnig kung pinag-uusapan sila. Pat Buena definitely getting his first three right there. Plaza. So we see the lifting Rimwil Yambing. Rimwil gets the foul right there. Coach, look at these guys. Can play a lot of positions. Abdul Sawat, Yambing, and Cranial Viloria. Interchangeable. But first, before we talk about that, well defended, but just pure talent and skill.
Yeah.
Dahil dito kay Pat Buena.
He walks into that spot on a 3, on a fast break, and takes it.
ManiPay, the digital wallet built for the community. Coach, go back to versatility and the players who can play multiple positions. Yambing, Sawat, and Cranial Viloria para dito sa Batangas. Coach, do you see them, do you see that playing a lot of possessions is very important in a system like Coach Cholo?
Oh yes, because he likes to tweak offense and defense on his end. Matter of fact, one can say you have to have a really high basketball IQ if you're going to play the system of Coach Cholo. It takes a lot of reads, a lot of quick decisions. Right now, one of the things I feel that he's introduced to this version of Batangas is a lot of pace. No? He wanted to play a lot of pace last season, but since hindi ganun ka-agile yung iba mga players niya, because siyempre marami na rin yung mga years na na-service nila, he had to fit the system based on his personnel.
Ooh, no dribble para dito sa Quezon City. That's the way you should break a press. No dribble, all passing, and eventually ending in a bucket.
And which brings to my point earlier, these guys are well coached as well. And Coach JB, I had a quick chat with him earlier pre-game and asked him, hey, you're going up against Batangas, and this is Coach Cholo, and you know, very much established. How do you plan to go about it? Well, we'll just do our things. See that beautiful pass without any dribbles, shorted it, and then left it up for that basket.
4 passes going to a fast break finish to Quezon City up by 3 here in the first quarter. Dirigue goes to
Elevator.
We're gonna go to that favorite elevator that's well read by Batangas. 4 versus 1. This is the pace Coach Mike has been talking about. Isit, Viloria, back to Isit. Gets the 2 right there.
That is, in my opinion, one of the stats that if you look at in Season 7, Batangas is way down, ranked number 25 in fast break points, scoring only 12.9 points per game. But you know what? This season, they are averaging so far in the early preseason 27.4 points per game. Talk about doubling your output on that stat.
You see right there, the running game might be a new weapon para dito sa Batangas, Coach. You add in guys like John Normal, you add in guys like you got Sawat and Yambing. These are guys that really can run, Coach. So very exciting. Sawat in the stretch 4 position. Cranial using that screen. They go to Ablaza.
Oh man.
Ablaza fake pass. Sidestep. That's going to be a miss. CJ Isit on a foul right there, a little late on the recovery of the steal.
If you break down that last sequence, though that was a missed shot by Sed Ablaza, you could see how high IQ the players of Batangas is. He got that ball on the elbow, read the situation, little ball fake, and then went to his footwork. Unfortunately, hindi pumasok, but everything was in there except for the shot making.
Hindi ko lang, Coach, kung ako lang pero parang si Coach Cholo yung tipong may pa-exam sa players.
Oo,
parang
ganun,
okay, if this goes to the left, what is your option?
Correct.
Parang ganun, Coach. At mukhang pasado naman lahat dito para sa ano. As we see another running game, William Bing all the way up. That's a miss, but you just see so much IQ in every Batangas player that plays for Coach Cholo.
Oo. Eh kung kilala mo si Coach Cholo, alam ko mom niyan, teacher ba, principal.
Okay.
So that's one thing.
Abdul Sawat reading well that cross-court pass. Abdul Sawat getting his second steal of the ball game.
And again, another turnover forced by Batangas. That's the 5th one, to which they got already 9 points off of it.
Now on the other end, Buena, he's made one, just a little late on the pass. Tapped out, the ball will stay with Quezon City. Batangas now on a 4-0 run, getting the lead back.
And Batangas really just all over the place. Another steal right there, playing the passing lanes. And Sawat just easy finish on the other end.
Coach, early on, that's already 5 turnovers for Quezon City here in this ball game. That's something that they should look upon moving forward to this ball game.
Yes. If you're playing against a CNR, wow.
Napapakamot na lang po kami ni Coach Mike because that is a hard shot off system, but still yet able to make the shot is Pat Buena.
Alam mo, parang hinagis lang. Ang ganun yung dating ng tira, no? Pero ang ganda pa rin.
Now to the cutting, Abdul Sawat. No one seeing the cutter off the middle. Sawat, offensive rebound. Sawat once again. Back-to-back buckets for Abdul Sawat.
Oh, and all this, you see this mobility that we've seen from Batangas very early here in the first quarter. Last season, they would make a basket or miss a shot. They would casually go down and defend half court. But now, man, you can see the pressure on the side, in the corners, coffin corners, everything just covered. And really, the guys are bought in on this system of Coach Cholo.
We have not seen guys like Jan Nermal off the bench. Dexter Rapinan and Mark Cruz are not in uniform here in today's ball game. So we'll be seeing a lot of small ball that will be played by Batangas right here. On the other end, Joshua Roque for the three. Joshua Roque with a miss. Mahina, tallest guy. Too long, too strong. Oh, sorry, Dexter Rapinan is here.
Yes.
Sorry, it's Mark Cruz that is not in uniform.
Yes, it's Mark Cruz.
Para sa Batangas in today's ball game, but Mahina just a little too strong and too long on the inside, getting that foul and the bucket for Quezon City.
He had an inside track on that position sa rebounding, and naunahan niya doon si Dexter. Not so much as Dexter can do.
A 3-point lead for Quezon City. High-scoring ball game we have here. Comboy. Hands it off to the corner. Viloria, he hashed that shot. Too much space for Cranial Viloria.
Agree. You see that space? Everything was open for Cranial to make a decision.
It was just one shot. I didn't see he had in college, but he worked on it. But talking about working on the shot, Joshua Roque off of the wing, getting the three.
Underrated three-point shooter, if you ask me. I don't know if you'd agree with me, Coach. I know you've seen this guy.
Yes.
Pero iba rin ang bitaw niya.
Yes, Joshua Roque coming from the New Era University. One of the best scorers coming off Quezon City. On the other end, Comboy, that's a miss. Oh, a little too hard on the fall. Ball goes back. Space again. Ooh, medyo malakas na ngayon para kay Cranial Viloria.
And both those two gentlemen are not gonna take it easy in terms of physicality. Jeremy, of course, he's a competitor, and so is King Importante. King Importante, isa na yun sa pinakamahalaga, hindi lang dahil sa apelyido na piyesa ni Coach Cholo. No? Importante talaga yan, si King.
Actually, parang nagkatagpo lang naman talaga yung apelyido niya at saka yung importance niya para dito sa team. But he has been there, Coach, for a lot of years now.
Yes.
Sometimes with a lot of minutes, sometimes no minutes, but he remains a guy that is serviceable whenever he is on the court.
I agree. And he does his role kung anong binigay sa kanya. Kahit na walang touches, he screens, grabs rebounds, gets into, it absorbs contact. And that's the guy that you're getting with the King Importante. But Jeremy Mahina is so far looking really good here in the first.
Stream ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. Jeremy Mahina getting 2 out of 2. 5 points early here in the first quarter.
To go with 2 rebounds.
Pinan. Goes to Nermal. Importante. Goes to Comboy. Wide open. Too much space for Wendell Comboy.
When Wendell Comboy played for Mindoro last season, Mindoro was really a lot about making threes. If they are to win games, they gotta make threes. But here, Wendell Comboy does not need to take so many or make so many threes because there's so many variety of ways that they can score.
That is the offense of Coach Cholo Villanueva for everybody. Options on options on options, movement on movement. Me and Coach Mike love these kind of offenses, so expect a lot of explanations in the breakdown for me and Coach Mike.
Oh my goodness, the defense is really something else.
Comboy for 3, same spot, different result. Rebound, Pinan, not there. Third opportunity para sa Batangas. 11 on the shot clock. Normal, too tight on the attack. They go to the right side for 3. That's going to be a miss. Fourth opportunity for Batangas. Are they going to go early? Now they try to slow things down. 10 on the shot clock. 1-on-1. They go post. They go middle. Off of the weak side. Apinan second chance. Sorry, make that the 5th opportunity for the Rum Masters, Coach.
Oh my. 5 offensive rebounds. And everything really just going the way of Batangas. the Black Bulls are trying their best to secure that defensive rebound to close out their defensive stop. But guys moving around, it's tough to box them out. Galaw ng galaw, di ba?
Parang nasa tamang pwesto lagi ang Batangas City, Tanduay Rum Masters, and them just getting a lot of offensive rebounds. 5 opportunities in that last play, just could not make the free throw.
Yeah.
High scoring first quarter, 20-19 in favor of Quezon City. Now the ball goes back to White. Drive. They go corner. Karamian.
Nice
Fake to the 3. That's a miss. Rebounded by Don. Ooh, a little too high for Wendell. The Adamson to FEU connection does not connect.
Yes. Oo. Pero nakikita mo talagang babaha ka agad no? Itong Batangas. And they wouldn't mind going downhill kung alam nilang may advantage sila.
Karamian on the other end. They go to Roque. He's had 1.
That's good.
Back to back for Roque. 6 points early in the first quarter for Joshua Roque.
Might have changed his hairdo, but the shot remains the same.
Joshua Roque, whenever it's short or long, at least the shot is in. Yan ang importante para Joshua Roque. Mahinay. Wow, far off pass. They call it larong Pinoy, fast break pass. No opportunity. Quick to recover is Batangas, coach.
Oo, bilis nilang mga bumaba agad. Ang pinangunahan na yun.
Roque, early on the 3. Joshua Roque, 3 threes in the first quarter.
The guy is hot right now from the outside. And Joshua Roque, we talked about him. He right now is 3 out of 4 from beyond.
The homegrown is smoking hot in the first quarter. 9 of the 26 coming from Joshua. Apinan on the inside. High-low play. Jexter Apinan gets his 4th point of the game.
Pag tiningnan mo yung point of attack, parang simple naman ng play na yun. But you have to understand, it's different layers.
John Normal, flying high. Just a little too short, bothered on the inside. But another offensive rebound para dito sa Quezon, sa Batangas. 0 seconds left. That's going to be no more time remaining. A little frustration on the side of QC. They wanted an attack the last 3 seconds, but they will enter the second quarter with the lead right here. Coaches talk about the first quarter, coach.
High pace in favor of Batangas. They have 10 more attempts than that of Quezon City. And 3 more rebounds. They really are just all over the place. And the paints have really come majority from the point. All anchored on good defense. But Joshua Roque has been pretty hot in the first.
Well, everything was controlled by Batangas before Joshua Roque exploded for 9 points in the first quarter. 26-23 in favor of the Black Bulls. (77-66). Coach, this was a game that was controlled well by Quezon City. High-paced game. Coach, talk about the numbers we have here.
Well, it really was yung second unit ang nag-change ng pace para dito sa Quezon City that night. They controlled the glass, had multiple extra possessions. The pressure and transition was there. They converted a lot of turnovers and long rebounds into magagandang fast breaks. At taas rin ang percentage nila, 41% in that game. And, you know, yung 17 na offensive rebounds nila really showed the ability of Quezon City to reset their actions and slow down Bacolod's attack on their end.
Quezon City coming off a win. Now 2 wins here in our preseason league. There's a team with a lot of mix of veterans and young guys. Mahinay and Derigue coming off a lot of teams. Now we have here a lot of different new names. But coach, you look at the numbers right here. 13 more opportunities para sa Batangas. Yet they are down 3 here in the first quarter.
That really is brought by offensive rebounding and turnovers that they forced. Yun ang mga numero patuloy tumataas para dito sa Batangas this season. We talked about this earlier. Last season, they were averaging roughly about 14 fast break points per game. Ngayon, they're averaging roughly about 27. Last season, they were getting points in the paint, about 36. Guess what? Now they're averaging 52, which is a plus 16 in that department. All because they got younger and got more pace in their schemes.
Yes, a different system indeed. But talk about different, nothing too different para dito sa Batangas. We are gonna see a lot of movement, and that is well connected on that end. That was actually the first cutter getting that shot, but Donna Chea getting that layup.
Yeah, little zoom action with that blur cut underneath going in as that corner guy lifts. It's the handler that makes the decision.
Batangas, coach, now on the other end, 106-78, a high-scoring ball game for Batangas in their last game, controlling every stat sheet, coach.
Oh, let's not say anymore. 70 rebounds, 31 second chance points versus nothing, 32 fast break points on a 43% shooting, with having more attempts than that of the opponent. Just shows you how dominant that game has been for Batangas. Dati pag nananalo sila, halos maybe it's just the preseason, but the wins have been very marginal, very close. But now you see the pace, and I'm not just talking about the offensive end, even the defensive side.
You know, it excites us that a lot of new faces will be playing for the Rum Masters. We are not talking about any name. We are talking about stars coming off different teams. We're talking about John Nermal, a former player that entered the finals just a few years ago. We're talking about Cranial Viloria, Wendell Comboy. We are talking about big names in the MPBL, coach.
Yes, totoo naman yan. And John Nermal, these numbers that he's shown, has showed you, in that game, he was their most dynamic scorer. He was constantly pressure at the rim in a double-double tone setter. And you like that in John Nermal, because the first time that John Nermal came in last season, if I recall correctly, he went up against Batangas in that Levy Hernandez game winner. And he was, locked in defensively ng Batangas, couldn't score. But now, he's on the other side of the bench and he's loving where he is.
20 points, 10 rebounds in 19 minutes of play, quality minutes para kay John Nermal. Now there's a swing, quick ball movement like Quezon City, and Dirige gets it off the corner.
Yeah, and right now, don't look at this, but dalawa ang lamang ng Quezon City dito because of crisp passing and better decision-making here in the second quarter.
Execution has been the name of the game. A good read coming from John Nermal, but better defense played by Quezon City.
Yes. And ang ano lang naman dito, if you're going up against veteran coaches, and I don't just speak of Coach Cholo because this is the current game.
They called a foul, coach. I thought that was going to be an out of bounds. LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Okay, we thought that's going to be an out of bounds play, but there seems to be a whistle.
Yeah.
There's going to be 2 free throws para dito sa Batangas.
But again, going back to my point, kung dito sa MPBL, kung lalaban ka sa veteranong coach, huwag mong gawing basihan yung performance mo ng first half. Dahil sigurado, pagdating ng second half, may adjustments na yan. Dun ka maganda.
Knowing Coach Cholo, this is a guy that will adjust each and every quarter, each and every half. Quezon City has to be careful. But coach, let's talk about Coach J.B. Olea. He is setting a culture here in the Quezon City. Quezon City has not entered the playoffs for a few years now, coach, in our Northern Division. But now, coach, there seems to be a new energy para dito sa Quezon City.
Yeah, and this really is brought about by yung culture na sinasabi mo. The guys have core values and they show it, they behave it. And kaya yun yung nakikita mo dito sa team ni Coach J.B. Olea. It's not just, this is what we want to be. This is what we will do.
That's right, coach. Coach, alam ko, coach, tuwing nanonood ka ng Muntinlupa, merong ibang kirot dahil ikaw ay homegrown. Coach, on my end, as a Quezon City native my whole life, syempre gusto ko namang makitang lumaban ang aking Quezon City team. And so far, that is what they are doing here in this league. But there is a charge. The ball will go back to the Black Bulls here.
Yes. At saka doon sa sinasabi mo about Quezon City, we all know that the previous season they were coached by Coach Jeff Perlas and he did his thing. But for Coach JV Oleo, man, to come in and bring a different energy speaks highly of him.
And you see the passion in Coach JV Ole, always standing up,
Right.
never at ease, always in focus of that execution. But that time, it's going to be missed off the corner. They run their break. Jexter. 2 versus 1. That is the specialty of Jexter. The patience on the inside. They fish for another foul, for another 2 free throws.
The ability to keep the dribble alive until you find a situation when you think it's going to be the point of attack.
Very importante. Usually on the season, Coach averages about 8 to 10 minutes a ball game, but here he is getting a little extra burn. There is no more Cruz. John Ambuluto has not seen minutes. So can we expect a lot more importante in the season?
I think so. Especially with King in season 7, he played 23 games, started in 13 of them, roughly about 12 minutes per game. And you know he's gonna get more burn this season because he is one of the key piraso ng pyesa dito ni Coach Cholo
Huwag
pagdating
na
sa
natin,
mga
Coach,
veterano.
mahirapan siya sa mga pinaka-importante
Ay, oo naman.
na players nitong Batangas.
Hindi ka lang importante, mahalaga ka pa.
Yes, that's right. Very fitting ang kanyang pangalan, but King Importante, of course, has been a staple for the Batangas team. And, on the other end, an early break. Coach, it's so hard to break the press of Batangas, but they did that perfectly in that last play.
One of the things that they worked on, sabi ni Coach JB Olea, is press break. And ito, nakikita natin, they are not allowing that defense to set up in the half court. Dribble downhill, attack it. If you space, try and get to it. If you get defended, pass it on to the next guy that's least guarded.
And they were able to get that within a few seconds, but just could not make the free throw. Homeboy goes middle. They like that play.
My.
No dribbles needed. Perfect execution by the Rum Masters.
Oh my. Just unselfish. I mean, both these teams actually have done that. They've seen yung walang dribble kanina. Ito naman, version ng Batangas.
You know, Coach, I think that is one of the reasons why both coaches are not at ease in this ball game. This is going to be a chess match, and you see all of the weapons by both teams. Look at that, Coach. 4 passes, not even 3 seconds into the clock. And that's just perfect execution to cut the lead back down to 2, but still in favor of Quezon City. Fans in attendance here in Camalik Orion Sports Complex in Bataan. Slowly but surely, we are filling up as the home team will be playing later on. Bataan going up against Sarangani on our last game. But right now, we are in our second quarter of Quezon City versus Batangas. It's been a terrific ball game. Coach Mike and I are enjoying the action. Ooh, they really wanted that play.
Yeah, pass was too high for Ino Comboy. Not within that pocket area na talagang iaangat na lang niya para tumira. But Quezon City really shooting really good right now. They're shooting 57%, which is why, you know, they're at this point of the game where they're up 2.
Struggling a little bit on the rebounding end. They are down 7 in terms of rebounds, but in terms of making their shots, Quezon City has been on point. Buena, 2 already. Could have been a third 3. That's a miss. Pinan definitely can put that ball on the floor. Jexter, speed advantage. Jexter asking for a foul, nothing there. 1 versus 3, could have been a travel, no call. Numbers now on the side of Batangas. Importante, goes a Comboy. Open is Normal. Quick recovery by Salazar. This guy can defend.
Wow, no call.
The refs are making them play. Like the physicality coming off this game now on the side of the Black Bulls. 2-man game. He asks for Loria. Pick and pop. They want to go for the seal. Mahinay. Quick bump. Too long, too strong. Jeremy Mahinay getting his 7th point of the ball game.
The schemes of Coach JV have been impressive. That was pretty solid. You get that ball on the wing and you have Jeremy Mahina seal off. Who's to stop him from there?
Jeremy Mahia, obviously the biggest man on the court. And the coach Cholo quick to answer with his own chess match. John Ambuluto will be stepping in. Jackson Rapinan quick to answer even before the substitution.
I think both coaches will benefit from this game. One, if you're Coach JB Alea, you want to go up against a veteran team with really good players and a good system. If you're the side of Coach Cholo, you want to test yourself against really young with system-based team. Point in case here in the Black Bulls.
See here, just a little late on the recovery coming from Jeremy Mahina. Rejects Rapinan to get that 2 points. They are still down by 2 here in this ball game. Now they put in a little bit of a quick scorer in De La Cruz entering the ball game. Scored 4 points in a matter of a few minutes in their last game.
Yep. This was a good matchup here. Jeremy Mahina versus John Ambulutu.
Muscle on muscle, size on size. A little push from Jeremy. Ambuluto will win that matchup. 5 versus 4. They go corner. Wide open. Comboy. That's a miss. Ball will stay with Batangas.
Well, you see how that flow comes in. Yeah, John Ambuluto, after that miss shot by Jeremy Mahina, understands I don't have my big man with me, so I'm going to seal off. And then you have a corner guy, a shooter in Wendell Comboy, just waiting and running the lanes.
They know their system. Comboy given enough space. Does not take it. 2-man game. Gives it up. Arim. That's going to be a miss. Another offensive rebound. That's been the problem for Quezon City. Isip goes to Comboy. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Comboy. High. That's a miss. Could be another one. Ball goes to Quezon City. De La Cruz.
That was a travel.
Escapes the travel. Quezon crosses. Cannot give him that space. Buena for 3. Gets it back. Buena. Just too easy for Pat Buena on that last shot.
That first shot had a good line, didn't go in, and he still relocates and able to get that stick back.
Pat Buena, a gifted scorer from Quezon City, 24 years old. A lot of future in the MPBL. Gets his 8th point of the ball game. Now John Ambuluto. What a find, but that's a miss. Ball returns to Quezon City. Dirige gives it to the corner. Buena was ready.
Wow.
Open. Now Buena is open. Buena for 3. Buena with a third 3-pointer made in this ball game. And Quezon City with a 7-point lead in second quarter.
The pace is really more swung to the side of the Quezon City Black Bulls. If there's one song that they listen to, I'm sure it's by Eminem. They're not afraid.
Pat Buena before the timeout making that his third 3-pointer of the ball game. In his last game, 12.7 rebounds, 2 assists, and the victory. But tonight, already surpassing his numbers. 13 points with 3 3-pointers made. Coach, what an impact Pat is bringing.
Yeah, one thing that's constant amongst all the games that he's played is the 3-point shot making. He was 4 of 9 from that game against Bacolod, and right now he's 3 of 5. And again, yung kumpiyansa ng pagtira, alam mo kung ano yung preparasyon na binigay mo para di sa larong ito, and why not just perform?
And Pat Buena really is making a name for himself here in the league. And there he makes a stop right there. A terrific tap coming from Clark Dirige.
And again, another frustrated execution for Batangas. I think this is the second one that we've seen. Really good defensive stops by Quezon City.
Buena once again, but now well challenged by Arim. Well defended. Comboy on the other end. Goes corner. CJ Isit hesitates. Gonna go to Ablaza. Oh, good hands by the defense. It's a little too low on the pass. They push it forward, but De La Cruz says no need to rush.
This will be another high-low here.
Oh, goes for the 3 early. Rebounded by Sed. Comboy now. One of the few times they decide to go slow. Two-man game. Comboy and Ambuluto.
There you go.
Comboy, that's his shot. It's a little too long for Comboy. And now it's been struggles on the offensive end for Batangas.
Yeah. And these struggles are brought about by the activity of the Quezon City Black Bulls. It's not like, they're just committing mistakes. They're forced into it.
Defense has been the name of the game for Quezon City, and they have been making stops here in the second quarter. They are winning this quarter. Roque already has made 3 threes in the first quarter. Now they run. Abdul Sawat try to go high-low. No space. Tall ball set about by Batangas. They go to John. One-on-one on the post. John. Too low. But Sed Ablaza remaining active, getting that offensive rebound and a second chance point.
The multiple attempts is a constant, in my opinion, here in the first half for Batangas. It's the shot making that's the difference.
Tall ball set about by Batangas. A lot of size in this lineup. Clark Derigue stretch it out the floor. He has that shot. Clark Derigue with the 3, the 7th for Quezon City here in this ball game.
Oh my.
42 to 34. Pass on the high-low. Good activity by the guards. Another stop by QC.
Boy, you see that recovery on the defensive end. Clark already got beat, but Hoson was right there to offer help.
Hoson being that X factor in making that stop. Hoson now goes to a cutting Charles. That's a miss by Charles. It's going to be a step on Quezon City, but could have been a chance for QC to extend the lead to double digits.
Quezon City up 8. This might just be the toughest game in the preseason that Batangas has gotten themselves in.
You see Coach Cholo really in full focus as he tries to read every situation. They go to Sed. Good fake, leaves the defender, but a quick help coming off QC, but there is a whistle on the down low. It's going to be on QC.
And Sed Ablaza right from top of the key, you know that he's already within that range of scoring. So you have to close out very aggressively, and he's just too good to counter it.
Quezon City now in the penalty will give Sed Ablaza 2 free throws. Manny paid the digital wallet built for the community. Sed Ablaza missing on his first free throw.
Sed from last season, Juanich was third when it comes to games started and 21 minutes per game, where he's also third. An average roughly about 10.4 points per game. But he did lead in rebounds for Batangas.
Sed Ablaza always active offensively or defensively in terms of rebounding, getting his 3rd point off the game right there. Now Batangas going for a half-court trap. Quick ball reversal. Clark Derigue just a little too deep. That could be a miss for QC. Quick offense, but well defended right away by Quezon City. They were able to recover. Step back by Abdul Sawat. That's a miss. Another stop by QC. Quick transition. Roque with the rebound. Roque with the pass. Too long on the defenders right there. Ambuluto puts the ball on the floor. Ambuluto goes to an open teammate on the wing. That's a miss. Sawat with the rebound. A lot of offensive rebounds for Batangas. Just could not make. Ablaza attacks and gets the basket and the foul. And very important basket before the second quarter ends para dito sa Batangas, coach.
Yeah, thankfully for Sed Ablaza, a good recovery. He went to the line earlier. Now he's getting another crack at it after making that basket. Latter part of the quarter, medyo bumibilis yung laro. The team that stays with that composure at this pace should have the advantage.
Coach, they are down by 11 rebounds itong Quezon City, but they are controlling the pace of the ball game. What is happening here, Coach?
Even they're making better shot performance. So they're 46% versus that of 34. They've made 17, but they've taken quality shots.
Talk about press breaks. That was perfect. Just could not make the open shot on the middle. But now last shot time para dito sa Batangas. Will they go early? Zeda Blaza wanted the seal. Gives it down low. Ambuluto with a size advantage, but well defended. Kicks it back to Ablaza. Quick hands by Quezon City to extend the lead to 7 with 5 seconds left. Ease it. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Goes for the float. Could not make the shot. And that stop of Quezon City will extend the lead to 7 here to end the second quarter, Coach.
Wow, what a magical run by Quezon City, especially in the second quarter, holding Batangas at bay, keeping the game very close.
This has been a game controlled by pace. Quezon City with a quicker pace. Quezon City with a 7-point lead. Back in the MPBL preseason invitational 2026, the Quezon City are up 7 here in the first half, and it's been a game of runs, Coach. Quezon City, not really a lot of shot attempts, but they are controlling this ball game, up by 7 entering the second half, Coach.
Well, only because they shot the ball well from 3. I mean, itong si Joshua Roque and si, who's that other
Pat
guy?
Buena.
Pat Buena. Shot, 6 of 11 of 12 from 3 and 6 of something from beyond the arc. And so that really shows you kung gaano ka-efficient itong dalawang itong combined. The rebounds have been really more controlled by Batangas. They're able to generate more attempts, but the shot making has been so much different. Plus 10 sila pagdating sa inside points. But again, if you balance it out with a 3-point shot making, it really boils down to points per possession. There are better points per possession on the side of Quezon City.
Coach, you look at the numbers on their last game, only 5 out of 26 from 3 points. But today, in the first half, 7 out of 17, already 3 from Roque, 3 from Buena. These two are really making the biggest difference. We see the leading scorers right here, Pat Buena with 13, Joshua Roque with 9, Jeremy Mahinay with 7, and the other 3 coming from Clark Derigue, getting 5 in his own matter here in the first half. On the other end, para naman dito sa Batangas, a little struggle, but there have been guys trying to score. Jexter Rapinan with 8, Abdul Sawat with 6, Ablaza and Cranial Viloria both scoring 5 apiece here in the first half.
But the thing is, the struggle has been really more of shot making, and when you look at volume shot attempts, sobrang hindi ganun kataasan yung mga percentage ng mga players nila, especially from 3.
Coach, let's talk about adjustments. First, on the side of Batangas, what do they need to do for them to be able to get home with a victory?
Continue to play with that pace, but be more controlled. You can't be too quick to the point that you're already rushing. You know, play your usual pace, pero within that certain level of control na komportable pa rin kayo. You have to anticipate that it's always touch passing para dito sa Black Bulls. They are very quick to make decisions on who to find the open guy.
Coach, on the other end, para naman dito sa Quezon City, they are up by 7, but we do know experience is on the hand of Batangas. What do they need to do for them to be able to go home with a win?
Well, first off, they still gotta continue to make those threes, because as in any other game, even in any other tournament at any level, you know, making threes in one half and shooting very well is not a guarantee that you're gonna win the game. So you gotta be consistent in the percentage from a 3-point standpoint.
Starting off well is a stop right away by Quezon City here. They hand it off. Clark Derigue pressured up top. They go high on to Loria. He swings it over. Well defended. Ablaza challenges the shot. It's a good defensive stop by Batangas there, Coach.
Well, one, that's more like defensively a Batangas possession. 2, if you're a coach, JB Olea, you don't like the length of that possession, which took too long. You score faster, you touch pass, that's where you're better off.
That is where Batangas wins all the time. The reads on their offense. Rim William Bing seeing that there is a cutting option. Cuts through. Late recovery, gets the foul. 2 free throws for William Bing.
And you see in Batangas that level of concern, but they're not worried. They just, you know, may mga kailangan tayong baguhin do sa kung paano natin ginawa yung first half natin. And they do acknowledge that, you know, this is a good compete given them by the Black Bulls.
William Bing missing on the first free throw. Batangas struggling in the first half. Only 50% on their free throws. Same exact story for him. William Bing getting 1 out of 2. They are 8 out of 16 in the free throw line para dito sa Batangas.
And I like that you brought that up, because that too was a struggle last season for Batangas. And so the more that they score from the field than it is for the line, I think it's better for them.
Batangas still down by 6 here. QC has not scored the first minute of the third quarter. Quezon using the high screen. Defense a little better for Batangas. Options are hard for QC. Give it up to Quezon for the 3. That's a miss. Rare offensive rebound and second chance opportunity. But Loria staying active, getting the 2 points.
They just took 2 of the best ways to score from a points per possession perspective. A made 3 and a stick back, which what happened right there in the Black Bulls, which is, you know, maybe one of the reasons why they're up.
That's execution is still on point para din sa black ball. Sawat, well defended by Loria, showing he has both sides. Now finishes with a rebound, 2 versus 2. De La Cruz kicks it out, the shooter in Buena. That's the 4th three-pointer made for Pat Buena.
There's not so much you can do. I mean, the guy is a born shooter. Challenge or not, he's gonna take it.
I think we need to wait for Boss Sidel for him to give him a nickname.
Yeah.
But Pat Buena is not far, but a quick answer by Seda Blaza, getting that 3 right away on the other end.
Yeah, true enough. You know, quick answer from Seda Blaza for Batangas. Look at the defense right now.
Not so hard to do it if Rim William Bing is your defender of the inbound, forcing the turnover right there. Let's watch this again. De La Cruz kicks it out, but Buena.
Oo, wala nang tingilan eh, no? Amuyan na lang, familiarity. Ito rin naman yung press ni Seda Blaza, pambawi.
On the other end, quick answer by Seda Blaza. Viloria, we know that he has that mid-range, but that's a miss. But look who gets the rebound, coach. Pat Buena.
Yeah.
Now QC, chance for them to actually extend this to double digits. De La Cruz.
They go back to that triangle set.
Oops, that's a good read by Cranial Viloria. It's a little too long. Numbers on the end. Quick passing. Fast break opportunity. Fast break taken by Batangas. 49 to 43. Now they go back to their press. Quick hands. The length of Batangas has been a problem the past few possessions.
And again, as in any other defensive game, how much do you sustain this the rest of the way? You've got a good, rhythm here defensively in the third quarter to start. You got to be consistent.
Well, one matchup that we have to look at, it's been physical between Isit and Hoson. A lot of talking, a lot of physicality. Hoson, that's a miss. Gonna be on a Blaza. No, De La Cruz gets the ball. Bounce pass to Derigue. Oh, the call is a charge on Clark Derigue. The call is on Seda Blaza. And everybody is not happy. A quick challenge by the coaching staff.
I thought would have challenged that because that sure looked like clean from upstairs from where Seth took off.
Help on the down low. They're sure that it was all ball. So we'll see. There will be a review. We'll be back after this.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul. Ball possession stays with Quezon City.
Everybody's reaction seems to have been legitimate.
Oh, yeah.
It is a successful challenge. All ball for Seda Blaza. Probably just not the best angle for the referee there, coach.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It was all ball.
Free throws, but ball will stay para dito sa Quezon City. Clark Derigue. Now that's a stop for Batangas. Quick outlet. No opportunity. Cranial Viloria wants the clear out, but finds an open CJ Isit. Buttering through the middle. We talk about a guard who has strong upper body strength. CJ Isit has it, coach.
Yeah, I like the quick decision though of both these guys. Cranial found that little banana cut going that left side of the floor. That post side was open. And if you're a guard, you're always taught you see that post post open, you gotta attack it.
CJ Isit, not a guy that will score a lot, but will definitely move 24/7 for Coach Cholo. Gets that basket right there.
It's the off-ball movement that's helping them right now.
CJ Isit cuts the lead to 3 here, forcing Coach JV Olea to a timeout. Shera Blaza, 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals. Quality game with only 15 minutes in their last game versus Sarangani.
He's the one who stabilized the unit off the bench para dito kay Coach Cholo. The physical interior presence and the finishing, including the rebound, was pretty much what you get out of set.
Shera Blaza, always a quality veteran para dito sa Batangas today. 8 points and 8 rebounds already, still in the third quarter, so a lot of time for him to produce. Knocking already on a double-double para sa Batangas.
Yes, they got time. I mean, both itong dalawang teams to, they got time to make adjustments. This is just a one-possession game.
Quezon City now is on the other end. The pressure has been working on the side of Batangas. They're extending the defense. No threes allowed. Yambing. Now Redwell on the off ball. Mahinay goes for the hook. Mahinay too long. Gets the hook shot.
And if you Coach JB, you love that Mahinay continues to be very steady.
Jeremy Mahinay getting that size advantage, getting that seal and the bucket. Sawat on the other end, that's a miss. Once again, the movement of CJ Iset gets him an offensive rebound and get him 2 free throws.
And you like na staying active siya, even off the miss. Look at this seal right here. Keeping steady, waiting for that moment where he has a good vision on the rim before he attempts.
Coach Jeremy Mahinay has been active this whole ball game. He has good numbers right here as Manny played a digital wallet built for the community already with 9 points and 4 rebounds. Coach, he's been trying to take advantage of his size inside. Coach, how can Batangas answer that?
Well, he seals very well, and so if he's one pass away, especially if that ball's coming from the wing, you gotta pressure that ball handler and prevent any easy entry. Now, if you're the post defender, if you can try and front him and have a help from the back end, that could help too.
Not really a very good scoring ball game for Jeremy Mahinay. We're not used to seeing him being the best scorer. Jeremy Mahinay already with 9 points in today's ball game. Viloria kicks it out. Sawat too deep. Buena reaches in and will be called for a foul.
Running off missed 3-pointers. That's pretty okay para dito sa Batangas Strong Master, especially if that 3-point shot taker is missed it, then you can run off of it.
It's going to be the 4th foul on Quezon City here in this quarter. Batangas, Coach, even though they are pressuring, they have not fouled in this quarter.
That's right, which is impressive, no? Considering ramdam mo yung higpit ng depensa, di ba?
Abdul Sawat, 15.6 rebound, Coach, but the efficiency 6 out of 9 for Abdul Sawat.
Yeah, and he had key scoring bursts in the first and the third quarter of that game, which to me spelled how well he performed in that game.
Abdul Sawat, really one of the key additions para dito kay Coach Cholo Villanueva. He is playing another terrific ball game here. Abdul Sawat has been complete, but there is a pull coming from CJ Isit. He has been trying to pressure whoever is holding that basketball.
Yeah. And he's pretty tough to defend against. Kasi very active rin siya. And Jokno is a known scorer, and you gotta be mindful of where he is.
Denial on Jokno this time. Roque has had 3. Trying to go for the 4th, but there's a foul. It's going to be a Seda Blaza, the first foul for Batangas here in the 3rd.
And again, you go back to that sequence. A 3 attempt and a good, well-positioned offensive rebounder ready for a stick back. I mean, either way, if he makes a shot, then you get really good points per possession. But if that offensive rebounder gets that ball, high percentage, close range.
Backdoor. Redwell, but Yambing quick to recover right there. Ablaza puts the ball on the floor. Viloria drives baseline. And good defense by De La Cruz right there, forcing the stop.
I'd have to agree. The moment that he caught it, speaking of Viloria, hindi siya rumayos kaagad, and he second-guessed himself, is he gonna close out or not? And the moment na nilagay niya sa sahig, nawala na yung bola.
You cannot really underestimate the speed of any Quezon City player. They are recovering, they are running. And Coach, the youth has been winning so far in this ball game.
Yeah. Oh, man.
De La Cruz, 3 versus 1. Oh, just a little too strong para kay Charles. Sawat goes middle. Ablaza likes this lane, but he was well defended. Go back to Isip. Swings it over. Goes to Viloria. Open for the corner. Will they get the lead? That's a miss. Yambing. Another miss. These are sorry misses for Batangas.
And those are shots he's got to make, especially up that close. He's long, he's lengthy, he's athletic, he's within 2 feet within the rim. You got to make those shots.
Coach, you see the coaching staff of Batangas, they're all smiling. These are the options they want. Just could not get the baskets they want.
Yes. Actually, they're getting their shots. Even yung mga offensive rebounds nila kanina. Pero yung shot making ang nagiging challenge.
They're just making the shot, but they're still only down 2, even with good execution. Hands it off, Roque. Now they go to Mahina, stretches out the floor. Nothing there. One-on-one against Jeremy. Ablaza goes right, left. And gets hit by Jeremy Mahina. Mutual respect, but he will head to the line for 2.
Yeah, veterano rin talaga itong si Sed Ablaza. He didn't force it going the left side. He wanted that hip to open, and that's why he went to the right side of the floor to attack that defense by Jeremy Mahinay.
If you see, he was really reading where Jeremy Mahinay was gonna go to.
Yep.
So it's just pure veteran instincts coming from Sed Ablaza. But misses on the free throw. Coach, this has been a problem on the side of Batangas.
Yeah, right now they have 15 more attempts than that of Quezon City.
Extreme ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. 2-0 out of 2. But Normal with a rebound. But Normal with a miss. That's the 3rd miss close by para dito sa Masters.
Hard to believe it, but they're only shooting 32% from the field from Batangas.
They're only down 2 here in this ball game.
That's the good thing about it.
De La Cruz, quick hands. Ball returns para dito sa Batangas. JB Olea trying to find that spark plug that will give him basket. They have been struggling on this end.
Yep. At saka ang Quezon City, almost half of their shots have really come from 3. 50 attempts, 24 of them coming from 3, and you know where that system is generating those points from.
They have closed down on the 3. Roque, quick hands. Not aware was Mahina. Ablaza, a little too strong. Ooh! CJ Iset, that was a hard rebound.
There is always going to be that game where you have to applaud the effort of a CJ Iset.
CJ Iset today playing a complete ball game. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 5 rebounds, and an assist to his name. Now hands it off. They're fighting over any screen. De La Cruz, hard shot. That's a miss, but now offensive rebounds are going the side of Quezon City. Too long, too strong. Jeremy Mahinay gets the foul in the bucket.
And again, Jeremy Mahinay continues to be solid for Quezon City. He's got 11 points on 4 of 7 shooting. And I don't think he's missed from the line yet.
Jeremy Mahinay, 3 blue shirts, no problem. Using his size and his heft to get that bucket right there. Already in double digits, Coach.
Oh, kung ikaw naman si Coach JB Olea, masaya ka na ganito ang pinapakita ng mga bata mo. Pero nag-aalala ka rin dahil medyo hindi ganun kalaki ang separation pagdating dito sa 3rd quarter unlike in the 2nd.
Now this time around on the other end, Normal, a little too low on the pass.
That's
gonna
a kick.
be a kick.
That's a kick.
He wanted that pick and roll to happen. He had an open shot but decided to go for the pass. And then the turnover para dito sa Batangas.
Na-confuse siya doon sa second defender na dumating. Hindi niya alam, stunt lang. Kaya he was trying to generate 2 on the ball.
Back to playing defense. Pressure on the ball. Paramian slows it down. They go back to the same play. They go post.
Yeah, I want to stay away.
They go middle. Open shot. That's a miss.
That wasn't a good idea for Joshua Roque to go in there and bring another defender with Jeremy Mahinay being your, hottest hand so far in the 3rd.
Not the same execution QC has been able to make. Ablaza looking for a back door. Nothing available. Ablaza now goes one-on-one against Mahinay. Spins it and makes it. Said Ablaza. What is aging only a number, said Ablaza, looking like you found a fountain of youth.
Classic said Ablaza. Ball on the floor with the left hand, spin the right side. My goodness.
Said Ablaza, coach. That's why He has been here for a long time. That is what he can provide. Now he's back running. Ced Ablaza gets the foul. And Ced Ablaza in this game, 12 points, 11 rebounds. We gotta watch that again, Coach.
Yeah, indeed. Leaving that with the left hand and then recovering it with the right. Many times we've seen that playing for Batangas. Patented na yan para kay Ced.
No, Coach, it's the drop shoulder which will really fool you. Things going one side and all of a sudden, paano niya na-control yung katawan niya? And finally, also makes a free throw. That's where he has been struggling here in this ball game, but finally Ced Ablaza 4 out of 7 here in the free throw line.
Another two-way player for Coach Cholo Villanueva, who's, he always is gonna try and get something out of.
4 out of 8 for Ced Ablaza here in today's ball game. He's been playing well except for that free throw line.
Oh yeah.
3 for Roque. Too strong. Ced Ablaza is now pumped up. He is putting the ball on the floor. Stretch it over. Comboy gets the lead for Batangas.
They're gonna need that big time if you're Batangas. It's been quite a while since the last time we've heard a shot made by Ino.
Comboy made a 3 in the first quarter. Now able to make another in the third. You know that his role is to stretch the floor. Now Isit, 4 versus 1 opportunity. They go to Cranial. Gets a body up top. And trooping to the line is Cranial Viloria.
You know how earlier when we talked about in the second quarter where we felt that Batangas was rushing it at a pace that they were not comfortable. Now I think it's Quezon City that's falling for that same thing. Sobrang nagmamadali na halos wala sa control na eh.
Scoring this quarter, 20-10 in favor of Batangas, plus 10 in the third quarter. Cranial Viloria, 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. But if there's one thing that Batangas has not been able to do, Coach, it's still making that free throw.
Yep. Matter of fact, the only guy who scored well from the line for Batangas is Abdul Sawat. He's 4 out of 4, and everyone else has been at the very least 50%.
Coach, what is funny, Coach Cholo was a terrific free throw shooter during his days in LaSalle and the PBA.
And let's not get to his perimeter jump shot.
That's right, Coach. That's right. Pero feeling ko siguro tapos na siya magturo ng free throw kasi dami niya tinuturo sa sistema.
Kayo na mag-aral niya, sarili niyo.
But if we're just talking free throws of a coach, Coach Cholo was a terrific free throw.
All right.
Clark Dirigue on the post. Clark Dirigue goes back to Karamian.
That's a foul.
On the hip.
Yeah. That is a foul, clearly.
You gotta credit Coach CJ Isit has been playing a lot of minutes and he is pressuring anyone with a basketball.
Yes, and he's steady off ball, giving a lot of extra work for the Batangas Scrum Masters.
Karamian, instant energy whenever he is inside of court. Gets the free throw right there. Daryl Karingan, 3 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists in 9 minutes of play para dito kay Daryl Karingan.
What you also have to admire about, speaking of Coach JB Olea, is, he's going up against a veteran coach in Coach Cholo, but he's unfazed.
As you said, Coach, no fear.
Yeah.
And the coaches and the players right here, but that's going to be a miss para dito kay Daryl Karingan. CG is still on the floor, Coach.
Why not?
Crosses to Cranial. Really likes that baseline drive, but he has not been successful the whole ball game in that baseline.
He complains, but definitely that's a trouble. You jab with your right feet, and then you go back attacking that same side. You're going to lift that pivot foot before that ball hits the floor.
A lot of experimentation coming from Coach Cholo from a small ball, now going very big, putting Comboy on the one, and a lot of versatility in this 5.
Which is what the preseason is all about, exploring different things.
The post. Big pass, but they return. Karamian wants it 1-on-1. Likes the matchup. Crosses over. Apinan goes with a left on the right, but that's blocked by Batangas.
Good defensive rotate there by Ino Camboy. Timed that perfectly well. He knew that ball was going to go in the middle, and so he had to get in, peel off his original defender, and stop it.
Oh, that's back-to-back blocks for Batangas, and both are guards getting the blocks.
That's right.
Comboy setting things up. Comboy using a high ball screen. Drives. Kicks it over on the other end. Viloria this time goes middle. Still not a make, but the specialty of the house, offensive rebounding for Jexter Apinan.
He's mastered that. Yung dito muna ako, abangan ko to, baka may rebound ako bago ako bumaba.
The NCAA to the PBA to the MPBL, offensive rebounding will always be connected to his name. 3 seconds on the clock. They go corner, no option for 3. And that will end in a miss. A terrific third quarter played by Batangas.
A dominant quarter for Batangas. Outscoring itong Quezon City, and for all the good reasons, because it started on the defensive end.
Well, you see, running was the name of the game. They got early at 3 para dito kay Pat Buena. But after that, everything has been going to the side of Batangas. From the running game to the inside game to the physicality. 23 points compared only to the 11 of Quezon City.
Yeah, indeed. And that was the only 3-point make of the quarter for the Quezon City Black Bulls, which, you know, they took advantage of itong Batangas.
Well, we are not done. We still have 10 minutes of play here in the MPBL. Said Ablaza just overpowering anyone in front of him, showing everybody how it's done today. 11 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks to his name. Said Ablaza, coach, the veteran.
You know, more than the scoring and the rebounding, what's impressive is his defense. He's been in there for, you know, almost 19 minutes, but he's only committed 1 personal foul, and he's able to draw 4 fouls every time that he attacks. And really just that magnet and that high IQ to think defensively and attack on the offensive end if available.
Well, he is making a lot of impact para dito sa Batangas, and he really made an impact in that third quarter for them to be able to get back this lead. Early foul para sa Batangas right here. It's going to be on Jexter Apinan.
Now, one key difference that you see already is you see the scoring difference right there. That's a plus 12 in the third quarter, really brought about by the defense of Batangas. You see immediately in that quick action, Pat Buena is not going to shoot that ball quickly. He's going to have to put that ball on the floor and find a way to shoot it if he still wants to shoot it from 3.
Pat Buena, they are trying to deny him that basketball. They're forcing other guys to making that shot, but this time around he is open on the corner. Pat Buena, automatic for Pat.
Well, 2 things that worked for him. 1, he did put the ball on the floor. 2, he understood that it was going to be a flyby, and once that flyby went past, that's when he took a shot.
Now, consistency has been the name of the game for Pat Buena. This is his 3rd straight double-digit game. And that's going to be a miss for John Normal. Coach, he has been struggling outside.
But ang importante dito, if you're John Normal, all right, fine, you're not making your shots, but you still got to play defense.
John Normal only with 1 point in this ball game. We do know, Coach, he's coming off a 20-point, 10-rebound game. But today, not the same ball game for John.
Yeah, different type of ball game here.
Comboy asked for a clear out. He likes the matchup. Steps back. That's his angle. That's going to be a miss for Wendell.
Well, he has not shot the ball well from beyond Ino Comboy.
There's one thing I noticed, Coach. Whenever he asks for a clear out, there is a green light coming from the coaching staff, and that's not usual when we're seeing them work.
Well, he's 3 out of 7 from there, which is pretty decent, but knowing that it's Ino Comboy, expect mo mas marami, di ba?
So a lot of adjustment para dito sa Batangas. Si Coach Cholo Villanueva. A lot of different experimentation as we still are in the preseason. At Sabi nga namin ni Coach Mike, pre-season lang, but the competition is intense.
Agree.
Dito sa MPBL, it does not feel like a pre-season. So on a kick out, Buena quick on the pass, but terrific defense. I think that's one of the things they are trying to check, Coach,
Yeah.
the versatility of this 5.
That's right. And you see Coach JB Ole immediately telling his guys, he loves the movement, but you got to do it a little bit quicker. You know, be quick to a read and then make a decision off of it.
Sometimes you're just too sharing of that basketball, and 24 is not enough. LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Jan Bermal looking for a friend. Goes post. Has that height advantage against Buena, but Buena standing his ground. Terrific. Help side double on the blind side. On the jump, Hoson, too long. Offensive rebound, too short.
Oh,
They go for a kick out. Buena goes to Derige. Derige has that shot. Derige misses.
They're rushing it again.
A little too rushed para sa QC. Not the best possession. Homeboy. On the other end, they try to slow. They go two-man game. Apinan kicks it out. Normal, nothing to rush for. Still 10 seconds on the shot clock. Normal steps back. Normal with a miss.
Well, you see how Quezon right there defended against Nermal. He's actually forcing him to go to the middle. He's not giving up that push to the side. Go middle. We're going to have more help.
Both defenses are successful the past few plays. They're going to go for a staggered screen. Buena likes that space. But good recovery. That's going to be a block on Ino. Side of the blue. Open is Ochea. They go to Normal. Nothing to rush for. They like to execute. Still 13 on the clock. Homeboy tries to fish. Nothing there. A little too deep. Apinan. One-on-one. Could have been a travel. Oh! Floats it up. Gets lucky and gets the 2. Extends the lead to 4.
I was about to say it's the late clock situation, and the defense really held up for the Black Bulls, but a terrific make by Seda Blaza.
Coach, that's the time they say good defense, just better offense on the side of Jexter Apinan.
That's right.
Block. Once again, Sawat not able to get that rebound. So Loria was able to get that second chance opportunity. Only a 2-point ball game here in Orion, Batangas. Normal goes to Sawat. He tried to go on a curl. Nothing there. They go kick out. A little too weak. Normal able to fish for a foul, but still not a field goal. The struggles continue for John Normal.
Yeah, however, despite the struggles, you still gotta play the profile player that you are, and you understand, you know, I'm used to this, and sometimes you just have to get out of that slump.
Just talk about John Normal. He was one of the main factors why Bacoor was able to enter the finals a few years back. Moving over to the PBA, Manipay, the digital wallet built for the community. John Normal, Coach, what is the role you think he will be playing here for Coach Cholo?
Well, one, I think his length is going to be very vital in terms of a defense for Coach Cholo. He always puts a premium on the defensive side. But the offensive threat of a John Normal is already a given. And so that's something that he's going to give John Normal a lot of freedom to try and figure out.
John Normal misses on the second one. Homeboy, too long. Rebounded by Quezon City. This is a close fourth quarter we are having. De La Cruz pushes the ball.
Oh, look at Jexter Pinan.
Fighting for that basketball. Jumper off the left. And that is good for QC. Don't look now. We are tied again in this ball game.
One of the cleanest looks from perimeter para dito sa Black Bulls. That pull-up.
60 to all with only 5 minutes and 30 remaining. A close ball game. Gets a step in. What a find! Galing dito kay Ino Comboy, seeing a cutter off that right side.
You see how Coach Cholo, on that point-blank miss by Don Ochea, did not even, you know, you should have made that. You're supposed to make that shot. He clapped all the way, understanding that we got the ball movement, we got the man movement. It's just really the shot making. I'd like to think Coach Cholo is a coach that does not worry about the result, but he's really more worried about the process.
Yes, and no panic, coach. You see
Yes.
no panic. Not just Coach Cholo, coach. You see it in the whole coaching staff. It's
Yeah,
a culture.
agree.
It's a culture. This is a coaching staff that is with him wherever he goes. Kasama niya yan sa Lasal Women, kasama niya dito sa Batangas. Coach, even in a company Olympics, ito pa rin yung coaching staff ni Coach Cholo. So there is a culture set by Coach Cholo Villanueva.
That is right.
Now a different defensive scheme. They try to go zone. That is a 4-3. That's a miss. They will try to run, but there is no opportunity. But Jan Dermal says, why not? They go early, capped away by Jeremy Mahinay.
You see how quickly they want to go in the open floor and get some numbers, but mabilis rin bumaba ang depensa nitong mga Black Bulls. Kahit si Jeremy Mahinay, bumababa eh.
Like the defensive culture being set out by Quezon City, going down on any defensive opportunity. Apinan. Hands it off to Comboy. Takes it out. Comboy steps back. 3. Another miss for Comboy. That's 3 out of 10 from the outside. 63-62. Only 1 point lead for Batangas here in the fourth quarter. De La Cruz. Extended zone. Apinan actually playing the head of the zone.
That's right.
They go corner. 3-pointers have been a struggle, but that's the problem of the zone. Offensive rebounding. And at the right place at the right time, Jeremy Mahinay gets the stick back.
All muscle on that box-out situation for Jeremy Mahina, and that base of his allowing him to dislodge Jexter to recover that offensive rebound.
Welcome back to the MPBL. Jeremy Mahina, he is playing a terrific ball game. Dexter Apinan using his speed and that little space gets that layup.
A little X-action involving Jexter Apinan for that finish going left side.
Coach, look at this. Right away, after one offensive rebound, they go back to the man. But a successful execution coming for Quezon City.
This is what I love about the triangle execution of Coach JB Ole. He puts that post very high on the mid-post, not down on the low block, and so that it allows, in case of a pinch post action, libre yung kabilang side for that guy to operate on.
We saw that perfect execution in that last play para dito sa QC. They're back in a 1-point lead here with 3 minutes and 40 remaining. Nermal wide open. We've not seen a field goal from John. Oh, a little too strong for Sed. Third opportunity, Sed Plaza. Strong again. Fourth opportunity, Sawat. Strong again. 4 opportunities para dito sa Batangas.
0 out of 4.
Jump ball situation, coach. This is gonna be the 5th opportunity para dito sa Batangas. Those are good shots, coach.
Yes, agree. Unlapid, but you couldn't make it. You're getting the paint shots that you want.
Plaza, 2 close shots. Sawat, another close shot. But once again, you see the coaching staff. There is no panic. They are executing. We go back on the side of the blue. Sawat. And go to Nermal. Wide open. The struggles continue for Jan. Ball goes the side of the white. Jan Nermal in this ball game. 0 out of 8 in terms of field goal.
Oh, look at how clear that backdoor step was.
Cross court. That's a miss for Clark. The ball goes aside of Quezon City. It is very interesting, coach. There is no Pat Buena in the late game situation para dito sa Quezon City.
As much as you love the three-point shot making of Pat Buena, in this case where rebounding has been, crucial to this game, you got to put in someone that can match up.
De La Cruz trying to match that size up top. We go 2-man game. Plaza tries to save it, but only 4 seconds on the shot clock.
Yep. And again, the length of the offense really just making it difficult for any just clear execution, at least in this instance. And Pat Buena's back.
You see that there is a little struggle on the offensive end. Brings back in their best scorer with Pat Buena.
Watch out for Pat.
Over. Pat Buena returns 2 seconds, but his teammate was not aware. Charles De La Cruz was still stepping on the outside.
Well, he had a lot of time, but could not put the ball on the floor because he knew every time that he puts that ball goes on the floor, he's in trouble.
Now, Pat Buena, offensive, defensive substitution, returns back on the bench for a defensive sub. Isip goes to Sawat. They're still trying to create for Jan Nermal, but they go post. Only a single coverage. One-on-one. Seda Plaza. That's the shot he's been trying to make, but that's a third straight miss for Sed.
Are the legs giving in now with all these activities, running, going for rebounds?
Seda Plaza has been playing 21 minutes in today's ball game. Comboy pressured well by Eno Comboy. That's a turnover for QC.
But I think they're going to challenge that. That time around, they tried to run the UCLA entry off that triple post. But as soon as that ball got to the side, ball got tipped.
Coach Javier Lea deciding to go for his challenge right here. A very crucial challenge. So the decision will be made after we take a break.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful. Ball possession for Batangas City.
Obvious disappointment on the side of the coaches. It is unsuccessful on the challenge, hitting the right knee.
Well, that looks clear, and it happened right in front of Coach JV.
The ball now goes back para dito sa Batangas. They're still down by 1.65. Oh, what a backdoor. They go to the other corner. Nermal for 3. Nermal with a miss. 0 out of 10 for Jan Nermal. Another opportunity para sa Batangas. Comboy using the screen. Comboy goes on the inside. Sawat at the right place. Not the right shot. Nermal, third opportunity. Ablaza wide open. Ablaza too easy.
Boy, thankfully for Coach Cholo, a number of attempts. What, 3? 3 attempts in one goal?
Coach, you cannot ask for anything else in terms of execution. They're executing terrific, but just could not make any shot.
Yeah, those are the shots that's available. They were just difficulty making them.
Sarangani Marlins already warming up for our main game later today. They'll be going up against the home team in the Bataan Risers here in Orion, Bataan. Of course, our MPBL VIPs always in attendance wherever, whenever. Coach, 1-point lead para sa Batangas. Timeout by Quezon City. A terrific ball game. Off air, we were talking, this is quality basketball we are watching.
Oh yeah, indeed, definitely. And it's not just the offense, it's really more the defense. I mean, you got a shot, I got a better shot. You get a stop, I'll get another stop my end. Now it's Batangas' turn to try and answer back.
Batangas will be countering with the press, coach. This is rare. Deadlocks 5, the lead changes 8. And there is a pull right away for Batangas. But coach, they're going shorter this time around. You look at Batangas, Comboy, Isit, Viloria, Sawat, and Nablaza. So when they went tall ball, now they go small ball. A
Yeah.
lot of experimentation as we were talking about.
And we've seen a lot of times. I see this foul call. We've seen a lot of times on the press break where they will spread that middle open and allow that middle big man to flash. And then that pinch post blind pig action happens when the big receives that ball, looks to the wing. Yun ang kailangan bantayan ng Batangas.
Because what they were trying to negate, just a little too physical on that last play. And that's going to be 5 fouls on CJ Isit. And that's going to hurt para dito because that is an off-ball foul para dito sa Batangas. So that's going to give a free throw.
And also so far, this is his first trip to the line. Yeah, awesome.
A little clarity. Let's see. They're not allowing Jan Normal to enter the court. So Coach Cholo will decide to go with Don Chea. MJ Hoson actually yet to make a basket in today's ball game, but coach, his production, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, make that 1 point. It's not the scoring that he is really helping. It is the other parts of his ball game. Complete package for Hoson, also with a steal here in this game.
And really, for the most part, with the exclusion of Loria, most of these guys are heavy minutes on the floor for Quezon City.
67 all, 1 minute 30 remaining. Cut check time for both of these teams. Derige looking for a friend. Did not find one. Hoson hands it off. Hoson, 4 seconds remaining. Far off. Buena. Oh, that's a travel on Pat Buena. Could have been a 3-pointer made for Pat.
Yep, and all because, you know, that defense flew in from Don Ochea. And how important is that? Don could have just, you know, I'm late, I'm not gonna close out. Pero hinabol niya talaga. He understands, you know, this is how we do it in Batangas.
It looks like that forced substitution on Don Ochea was a blessing, getting them a stop. Let's see what execution Batangas has. Normal not scared even with the misses. First basket for Jan Normal coming up late.
I mean, despite all the misses, if you're gonna get Jan Normal middle of the floor on the move against Jeremy Mahinay, you'll take it.
Jan Normal 1 out of 11, but comes at the best time possible on the other end. 3-pointer on the corner. Quezon City gets the lead back.
Well, on the baseline drive, you try and shrink the court by compacting the paint. But they totally forgot about that baseline drift. Jan Normal had to chase back. Too late. That shot went out.
Christian Jake Agoncillo has been doing everything for Quezon City, but that is his first 3-pointer. Has been 0 out of 3, coach, but getting his first one.
Okay. So screen, go. Tama ko yung bola. Okay. Screen, go. Here, handoff. Spread, spread, spread. In case hindi makuha ni Ino doon, flash Abdul, then you're on a backdoor. Okay. Screen. Screen ka doon. Kinuha niya yung bola. Sisilang ka ni Sed. Paglabas mo, kunin mo yung bola.
Coach, Coach, we didn't see the board, but one thing I know, there's a backdoor and there's a screen. What can we expect?
Yeah, first they're going to try and initiate some action. If those options are not there, the important thing is to get the ball inside and never spread out and open the floor for their next attack.
We talk about after timeout plays. We're just sure that Coach Cholo has a lot in his bag. They go to Abdul. They hand it off to Jan. Give it back to Ino. The actions are not there. They're going to go high two-man game with Sed. Ino drives it hard. Sees a Blaza. Oh, that's a tap with only 1 second. That's going to be a shot clock violation.
Boy. We talked about the offense of the Quezon City Black Bulls, but you gotta admire how they defended that last possession.
That was well defended, forcing a stop on Batangas.
Now, I guess the big question is here is that you got a 2-for-1. Are you going for a quick 2 and then have the final shot? We'll see.
These are the times that they will be tested. A new and up-and-coming team. A close game against a team that has proven a lot in the MPBL. Quezon City, 15 seconds remaining. They go to the corner. Charles wants it one-on-one against Normal. Uses Clark as a screener. Charles drives baseline. Steps on the baseline. And that will be a turnover. No option available for Charles.
Well, again, it goes back to defense. You see Coach JV Olea, again, he was saying it took a lot of time for you to doing all these jab steps. You gotta let that ball go and allow the others to create.
Not really the best of execution for Quezon City.
I agree.
Another after timeout play for Coach Cholo. We do know he has a lot in his bag. Can they execute this time around?
Ganyan. Sa bola. Set. Abdul. Then, Jan. Okay? So, for example, nakatakol. So, go. Ino, kailangan mo lang makuha yung bola. And then, Sed, if naka-zone, dito ka. Then, Sawat, dito ka. You're using the screen here. Ganun. So, meron kang atake dito. Si Abdul nandito. May short roll dito si Sed. Meron kang pull up, may skip ka doon. Go, kuya!
A little adjustment on the side of Coach Cholo. So now he is reading, Coach, whether it's a man or a zone.
Yeah.
There are two different options, but we've yet to see what these options are.
Good, reminder for their team as they do this inbound.
Daniel Viloria inbounding. They go to Abdul. Wendelino. He gets it up top. Step back for Rino. That's a foul, and there is a foul to give for Quezon City. Actually, another foul to give after this. Good foul coming from Clark Dirigue. Smart one coming from the veteran.
Right, manage that clock well until you thought that medyo late na in defense. It's time for us to foul.
Cranial Viloria once again, will they go with the same execution? Said they go out to Jan. 10 seconds. So that's the last foul to give para dito sa Quezon City. No free throws yet para dito sa Batangas. So now everybody is reminding them on the side of QC, no more fouls. You see everybody standing up. Tablaza. They like that play. They go to Jan. Well defended. No space. Clogged and closed. That's a stop. We will be going on a review.
Now, if that's a jump ball, possession arrows pointing the side of Batangas.
I think we are under 2 minutes, Coach. We have the chance to review this play. But that was well defended, Coach.
Yes.
Clogged and closed on the inside. No space to operate.
Yeah. The last 5 possessions have been well defended for both these teams.
What was a high-scoring ball game in the first quarter ended up becoming a defensive game.
Right.
And it's been a chess match between Coach JV and Coach Cholo. And again, let's remind everybody, this is the preseason. The competition is high, the intensity is high, but we are in the preseason. We were told exhibition matches. This does not look like an exhibition match.
I love it every time you remind us, Coach. Sometimes I get carried away and tama ka naman. Pre-season nga naman. Pero yung laro kasi, no, intense.
Intense, but Coach, again, it's a culture thing. Winning,
Yeah.
even in the preseason, even if it's an exhibition, winning is a culture, and they
Yeah.
really want to start it in the preseason. We see the intensity in the competition here in Orion, Bataan. Everybody is waiting for the result. But Coach, the struggles of Batangas from the close shots to their free throws, these are one of the reasons why they are down by 1 point.
Agree. And again, it really goes back to that first half where they had challenges in terms of shot making. It's not that it's not the right person that's taking the shot. Jan Normal, Seda Blasa, clearly makeable shots from point blank.
Another opportunity for Batangas after the review. The ball will go back to the side of the blue. Looks like it's a last touch on a white shirt. See here, obviously, Charles de la Cruz. Let's see here. Screen on the corners. Look at Sed. Nothing there. Normal, well challenged. Rebounded by Sed. Still 2 seconds. Rebounded. Oh, it's a foul with 0.6 remaining.
Wow.
Coach, that was read well.
Yeah.
That was a good switch on the corner. Usually Sed Blasa would be open off the screen.
That's right. I thought that Coach Cholo they were going for what's called a hot stove, where you try and get a back pick and then release off of it and break into towards the ball. But that good switch by Hoson did not allow that free space for Seda Blasa.
I forgot which game, but we've seen that work for Batangas a lot of times. But here, they're checking if the foul will still count. Charles de la Cruz was able to get the ball. Could have been a travel right there, and then they called the foul right here on Seda Blasa. So, it's very interesting, Coach. If they'll call the foul or they'll call the travel on Charles de la Cruz. Because if that is so, there will be 1 second remaining for Batangas.
Still a lot of time to make something out of it.
There was no whistle before the foul, but I don't know if that is reviewable.
Yeah. Kung ikaw naman si Coach Cholo, ito yung mga sitwasyon na gusto mo kasi it brings out the best in you and nakikita mo yung performance ng mga bago mong mga manlalaro, ika nga. And so, it's on them to make adjustments when they head into the regular season.
They're not complete in today's game. Marco Laya not playing. Mark Cruz also not playing. Now, one guy that we've yet to see, Desmond Price, a Philam.
Right.
I've seen this guy play. He is
Official
a
time
baller.
remaining in the fourth quarter is 1.2 seconds.
They will call the travel, Coach.
Oh.
They will call the travel.
All right.
So that's going to be on Charles de la Cruz, sliding his pivot foot. You see here, got the ball. He thought it was done. When he got the ball, there was no whistle. And dito, yan, nag-slide na siya dyan.
Oh, yeah.
So that is the travel right there. So good decision by the referee. 1.2 remaining. What does Batangas have? Cranial to the corner. Fake screen, read well by Quezon City. Coach, whatever play Coach Cholo has, Coach JB was able to counter.
And that, to me, is what speaks highly of a Coach JB Olea. I mean, you know that Coach Cholo is always going to have something in his bag in situations like this. But for Coach JB Olea to lead these young guns into a close game and finish it off on the defensive end speaks highly of Coach JB.
And our best player of the ball game with consistency, and of course, he got them the lead early. Pat Buena, 19 points, 4 rebounds. Coach, another beautiful game para dito kay Pat Buena.
Yeah, indeed. And him and Josh Roque started it off with the hot shooting from outside, but he was very consistent throughout.
Pat Buena once again getting his second Player of the Game honors. This guy has been a revelation para dito sa Quezon City. But we are not done. Today, we still have the home team, the Bataan Risers, going up against the Sarangani Tenac. For Coach Mike, I am Juanito Gregorio. We'll be back for more MPBL.